Welcome once again to another Buy the Dip Sell the Rip video, guys. We have been making crazy gains on the Buy the Dip Sell the Rip videos. Every end of the weekend on Friday, we drop the video of how well we did. Today's week is a little bit interesting, and we're going to talk about it today. But let's start off with the first one I want to mention, and that is Prometheus. Now, I gave you this one last week, and we got in here at 200K, from 200K all the way almost, guys, hitting a nice clean 3x. We're still in this place because I think it's not like fully pushed as high as this is going to go. We're still holding. We're holding our bag. The reason I'm mentioning it because there might be an opportunity for you guys to come in here like at 480. Now, remember, the advantage we have is if you've been watching these videos from last week, you guys are already up. But there might be a possibility of this 480 dip. Still interesting bid. I still think you get like a 2 to 3x on this one once the statue is completely built. So if you're not in Prometheus, I would look for a dip. The next one we're going to mention is Cupsey. And as you guys know, we gave you Cupsey down here at 1.7 mil. I am personally holding this coin until it gets to 30 to 40 mil. I think it's going to get to that. Now, I could be completely wrong. And if you bought at 1.7, that's more than a that's literally more than a 2x than the 10x that you already got. Take some profit, but make sure you leave a bag. That's my opinion. Now, ideally, if you're not in this play, we're looking to get here somewhere like around 7 to 8 mil range. I think it does come down to that range again, and that's where you probably want to get in. Still possibility of giving you a 2 to 3x from this level. So it's one that you definitely want to keep an attention to if you haven't already. I doubt that we see this 6.27 mil range again, but there's always the possibility. So that would be another entry that I would look into here. But I think it just hovers around that, between that, 7 to 8 mil range for Cupsey. Still would be a nice return. The next one I'm going to mention, and this is another that we got in. That, remember, I told you guys that we got at 1.2 mil. We re-entered again. So I DCA down here at this 700. I don't think this is going to be completely over. This might be the bottom, but I do expect a reversal. 700K is kind of like a really, really good entry, because even if it just goes to 1.4, that's a nice little 2x for you guys. I think the 2x is possible on this one, and that is JOTCHUA. So if you were in this one, just make sure you guys, you're literally buying the bottom. The next one we have is Triple T. Now, Triple T is a little bit interesting because it already originally had its first major pump all the way here to this 20 range. It came down here to this 8 range. It was pretty good, but I think, to be quite frankly honest with you guys, I do think we see this 7.28 mil range. That's where I'm looking to get in here. If you haven't gotten this one, I do think it gets another catalyst to a 2 to 3x on this one. It's just, you just got to make sure we play the bottom correctly. The next one we have, guys, is a brand new coin, and brand new coins are a little bit trickier because all the KOLs are in. They're already selling. The coin is going up. What should you do? Where should you allocate? So this is what I expect this coin, and I'm giving you guys the heads up of what I think is going to happen. I think eventually this hits like this 3 mil range, and then we see it dwindle down. And the dwindling down is what we want to see. So I think it goes like that. All right, maybe a little bit over, and then we see it kind of like segue, and then we'll see the dip. And I think we get the dip once again around here. And then we should see like another initial run. I think that's what we'll see. It could probably play out like this. If it doesn't, I don't have a problem with missing this one because I am not going to be buying on green. I want to buy on red to make sure I get another push on this one. So I'm looking for something between 1.5 to 1.3. That's kind of like the entry I'm looking for here. If I don't get the entry, it's okay. We can let it go. Okay, so around that range, that is where I'm looking here for a potential pushback on this one. The next one we have, guys, is a Creator Capital. Now, this one I like because it's risky, but the upside is pretty good. Okay, so we're looking at an entry right now, not a bad entry. I would say anything between 350 to 240. That would be the entry you were looking for. Ideally, this 240 range to this, like below 300 is the best entry possible, but that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for an entry around there. 350 is not bad, but we want this optimal entry to see we get another test to all-time high. This could potentially be the 8 to 10x of the week. But guys, listen, I would not go super bullish on this one because there's still a risk on this one. Make sure you play it safe. Remember, I am playing with 200 Solana. If you guys are playing with less, you guys got to be less aggressive on these trades because it's important that you guys are taking profit as you're doing so. Okay? And I feel like this particular week is going to rely heavily inside Bolts Alpha. I think some of the coins that we currently have right now are good. They're on some good dips, but I think honestly, I feel like the by the Bolts Alpha is going to print pretty well this week coming up. So next, we have another one that I really like, and this is FEBU. The reason I like it is because it's bottom, and this is literally sitting here at this 400K. I don't think it goes any lower. I mean, probably like 350 or something around there, but right now it's like a nice little bid zone for this. I feel like in general, this could give you a nice little 2 to 3x here. Pretty decent entry, a little bit of FUD, but just one tweet literally sends this all back up to crazy heights. So it's something to definitely get into. Might take a little bit longer than a week though. So this is one that you probably leave a little bit of Solana in there and let it cook. If it does cook, and set a nice little stop loss. The next one we have, guys, is MEOWL. Okay, so this one, I like this at 200. Not gonna lie. This is a little bit more risky, and this could literally be like it's over. It's not gonna go anymore. But it could be one of those bits where we get in here at 200, and we actually do pretty well. Okay, so this is one that I would keep an eye on. 215, 218. That is the initial bid here. 280 is not bad. Anything below 300 is pretty good. But of course, we like to make sure we get the optimal entry. So anything around 200 to 230, 40, 50 there, that is where you guys want to get in here because that is the best entry on this one. All right. The next one we have, guys, is another. I call this coin so far back when it first launched. And right now, it's called MAGPIE. Now, MAGPIE is a very interesting one because this could actually be pretty good on the run up. But we're looking at a 325 entry. So entries I'm looking here is 250 between. I mean, look, I don't know if it comes back to 100, to be honest. It could, but I don't know. So 250 seems like a very reasonable entry to me. So anything between 300, I would say anything between 350 and 250 seems like a reasonable bid. Right now it's on red, it's coming down. So it might come down here to this 290 to 300 range. That's where I'd probably take a little bit of a stab at it and see what happens. But I think we could get a nice little run up on this one, okay? The next one we have, once again, another risky coin. The coins I'm going to be mentioning right now are a little bit riskier. When I say riskier, it's like we don't know if they're just going to blow up or they're just going to completely come down. Now, the reason we don't know that is like, I don't know the team behind it. The market cap's really bad. The liquidity is pretty low. But the narrative is interesting enough for it to run. Okay, so this is called BIBBLE. There's a super risky one. Super risky. Like, throw dust in there and see what happens. Right now it's at 67. Ideally, you want to get it at 50 here. That would probably be the entry where you just throw some dust in there and see what happens. If it moves up, it moves up. If it doesn't, set a nice stop loss. I mean, it could go all the way down to 27K. Okay, just this is like super high risk. All right, the next one we have is another super high risk one. And this one, the reason I mentioned the high risk ones, because sometimes they do pretty good. And I just want to make sure you guys are involved. Now, you don't have to bid the high risk. You can just skip those. But this one is called CHIC. And ideally, 150 is where you want to get in. Right now, it's coming down to that retracement. As I kind of picked it up because it's coming down. If it goes back from that 150 range or this 200 range back to 400, that's a nice little 2x for you guys. You can just buy and dip, right? Buy and dip and get out of it. But those are the coins for this week. And like I said, they're a little bit tricky because we don't know how fast they're going to push. That's what makes it a little bit tricky this time around because a lot of people are kind of trading on a different chain right now. So the momentum is a little bit skippy. But I feel like inside Bolts Alpha, we will probably get another, like, 30x like we got last week. And that should kind of make up for the lack of buy the dips or the rips. I still think as long as one of these coins gives us a nice little, 4 to 5x, we are in a pretty good seat depending on how we play it. So let me know how much Solana you guys are playing with. And if you have any questions, I will make sure we give you guys an update on how well we did on these trades when the video on Friday shows up. Don't forget to join Bolts Alpha. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.